Welcome back. We're still talking the 2015 elections, and this time we're focusing on the issues of security. Now, recently, before we get there, let's look at these numbers. Crisis call-ins. If you have any situation that you need to report, there are numbers on your screen. There are toll-free numbers. You can call in, you report whatever is happening around you that is of concern, security concern. They're from the Office of the National Security Advisor. Call these numbers, and then that's the short code for SMS to 20544. But the number showing on your screen. If there's anything you need to report in the course of the election, as a build-up to the elections or in the course of the elections, something that's of security concern, please call any of these numbers now showing on your screen. We'll keep flashing them so that you get to see them. But take note of the numbers, text and calls. They're toll-free. Well, talking security, it's 7 days to the elections, and there are still concerns about violence, hate speeches, violence, likely, how do they put it now, symptoms of would-be violence before and after the elections. There have also been unconfirmed reports of kidnappings and killings in certain parts of the country because you're carrying a symbol of one party or the other. Now, is this how it's supposed to be? Yesterday, or thereabouts, the Department of State Services released a press statement talking about petroleum scarcity in the northern part of the country, premised on the fear of post-election violence as it was in 2011. Now, the DSS spokesperson explained that the situation is made worse by the hate campaigns of political parties, and this has made the National Association of Transport Owners to nurse fears of post-election violence as witnessed in 2011. That's a press statement from the DSS. But besides that press statement, there have been fears. Now, people in some parts of the country are even discussing relocating to their states of origin until after the election because they are afraid they might be attacked. Is this what should be the situation? Well, we want to look at elections and violence. And in the studio to help us discuss this is Razak Oladosun, a public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming.
Good morning.
And then Emeka Nwanevu, he's a member of the Presidential Committee on Police Reforms. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Gentlemen, before the elections or before the election timetables are released and campaigns begin, there's usually minimal levels of violence or reports of violence here and there. So the question that some would ask is, why is it that a heightened level of violence seems to be associated with elections?
Well, to take it straight, part of the problem associated or problems associated with electoral violence is because in Nigeria, political power guarantees economic power. And because a lot of youths are unemployed, politics provides opportunity for them to become gainfully engaged. And that is why most of the times, gainfully engaged, and most of the times they do the bidding of those who hire them. And that is why they say, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. That's basically what's going on.
But
What are your thoughts?
What I really want to align with him, but with a kind of difference, I think it has to do with the insincerity of the various political gladiators. Any sincere political leaders that is genuinely committed to play the role of a leader like we used to know it will not use his capacity to propel the youths or the people to violent encounter as a means of gaining power. Any political party that believes they have something to offer, because you see, if you have something to offer and you sell your wares, in fact, you'll be interested in selling your wares rather than, attending to distraction. You find it difficult to encourage people to go out to cause crisis because you have something to showcase. And you see, sometimes we say the youths are unemployed, the youths are this and that. Is it as a result of the youth's unwillingness to work? or as a result of people who have had the opportunity to design policies, to create an enabling environment, who have refused to do so, but who still feel that their hold to power must remain.
There was something you said about economic power guarantee, political power guaranteeing economic power.
Yeah.
So sometimes even when the policies have been made right and jobs are provided, some youth will not want to work because it will take a longer period to make a million if you're working normally than it will be if you're helping one politician to achieve his desire of public office.
My brother, some of us grew up to those days when politics was not seen as a do or die thing. Some of us grew up those days in a farm, in a village where our parents will tell the councillor he's going to the farm. If you want to see me, come back in the evening and see me. Because you know what? They contribute. I still see my father's AG card where he contributes every month to the party. But these days, you know what? You take money from the party. I'm saying because of the kind of leadership we are banqueted with. A kind of leadership that refuse to design a policy that will make farming a thing of glory, that will make working a thing of pride. A situation where across the divide, where our leader makes the showing of wealth, ostentatious living as a mark of success. We have those days where our parents build their houses over 10, 12 years. And they are comfortable. They never feel, like an unachiever. But today, if you cannot get a house in Lekki in 8 months, because the kind of leadership we have, when a man in power parades over 16 follow-up vehicles and other paraphernalia of office. So it is not the fault of the youth, but the fault of the policymakers who deliberately do so that they can have, a reservoir of tools in the so-called youths and even the ordinary people. Because some of them are not even in the youth again.
Okay.
Emeka,
Yeah,
would I be right from my reading of what you both have just said, that if political office was made a little less attractive, that we may not have the level